Hey guys, I am not Simply Slim Yu-Gi-Oh! I am MasterSwagKing, and on my channel, I like to do this segment called Can This Card Come Back? And now let's get into it. Now, this is one of my favorite cards of all time, known as Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy of the Inn, being one of the very first banned cards on the actual Forbidden list, and it's still there in the TCG. And I don't know why this card can't come back, because Konami deems this card in the TCG as really powerful. But let's read its effect. Let's see if it actually deserves this insane ban that it does nowadays. But keep in mind, the OCG has this card right when it got errated, and when they got their gold series ish of cards, this card with the errata came back to 1. And from then on out, you hadn't seen it. It hadn't been in any competitive decks since it has gotten a errata. But let's read its original effect and then read its errata, so for those who new players can better understand the card. Cannot be normal summon / set. Must first be special summon from your hand by banishing 1 light and 1 dark monster from your graveyard. You can pay 1,000 light points, send all the cards in both players' hands on the field to the graveyard. Then inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card sent to the graveyard by this effect. That was the original text of the card. Now you go over to the errata. The errata states right here, Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy of the Inn cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from the hand by banishing 1 light and 1 dark monster from your graveyard. You can pay 1,000 life points, send all cards in both players' hands and on the field to the graveyard. Then inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card is sent to the graveyard by this effect. During the turn you activate this effect, no other card effects can be activated. So yes, now let's talk about if this card can come back in the TCG, because it's already legal in the OCG. Yes, it can come back, and it can come back at 3. And that's and the reason why I want to actually point that out is because now with this card, even before its errata, I could argue that it still couldn't come back, given how the state of the game was, because it was a lot slower, a lot more control. But after Duelist Alliance format, where we got floaters, we got much more powerful trap cards, much more powerful spell cards, we end up getting pendulums, and now we're going to have links. This card can definitely come back to 1, or even at most 2 if they deem it to be too strong to be at 3. Now the reason why I can say it come back to 3 is because we have so much stuff in the game. We have cards like Solemn Strike, Fiendish Chain, Effect Veiler. We have cards like DD Crow, so when you go to target the monsters to banish them, DD Crow can knock them out. There's so much disruption cards in the game now that this can definitely come back. I don't see why this card can't come back to 2. Right when they wanted to decide to take it off. There have been so many chances to give us the errata version of this card. So many chances. It's just mind boggles me how they don't want this card coming back to 1 or even 2 or even 3. Why can't it come back to 3? There's cards like Strike, Warning, Torrential Tribute. There's so much disruption in the game that this card actually hitting the field and utilizing its effect fully is very 50-50. I would say even 30-70, in the favor of that it's not going to get its effect off. Now, some people would argue, oh, well, what about the times where you don't have that effect negation? Given the fact that most decks now have their own built-in effect negation, their own immunity, their own ways to stop monsters from coming onto the board in general. Okay, so let's say if this card comes back to this format now, at the time of me recording this video during this episode, let's say if you put out a Chaos Emperor Dragon, and before you activate its effect, your opponent pops it with Trident. Because you have to activate, when you summon this card, you have to, I'm pretty sure you just have to activate its effect. Let's see, let me go to the errata version of the card first. Card. Okay, so when you summon it, you have to pay 1,000 life for its effect to actually go through. Before you can even declare its effect, your opponent can simply just Trident pop this card. It's that simple. Like, this card, you have to even after summoning this card, you have to hope its effect goes through. Like I said, most decks in the meta right now aren't using light and darks, but that really doesn't mean anything given the fact that most decks right now have their own disruption, their own negation. So this card actually hitting the field and actually being able to literally utilize its effect really doesn't, like, it won't most likely go through. Just even if you just take out the argument of what if I don't have the out, just leave that out for a second and factor in that the game has so much disruption now that this card coming back doesn't even matter. And if you want to discontinue that, you have to also factor in that Konami are creating decks that have their own negation, destruction, immunity now. Look at decks like Zodiacs. They can put out 1 card XYZs. Look out True King True King Dinosaurs. They have cards like Infinity. They can search their own the level 9 Dogron Kaiju. Look at True Dracos. They have Masterpiece. Cards like that. So, you know, there's really no reason for this card to still be banned. It can come back, in my opinion. Bring it to 1 as long as BLS is at 1. BLS has been doing nothing for a long time. Last time BLS was used was during BA format. After that, no one used it after that. Same thing with this card. No one's using light or dark cards right now. Even a little bit before the new June 12th ban list, light and darks were not being used. Paleozoics have their own karma cut. You summon this card, Paleozoics can just karma cut it away. Infernoids, the effect monster negator, Deviati, just negate its effect. Declare Chaos Emperor effect, Deviati effect. That's it. And the reason why this card can come back more than anything I've listed is this very last text on the card. So look at this. During the turn you activate this effect, no other card effects can be activated. That automatically seals why this card can come back. Do you really want to commit to that? To activating nothing else? To nothing else that turn and hoping that this immediately kills off your opponent? Do you really want to go through that? Because this is most likely used as a late game card. You're not summoning this turn 1 because, well, I mean, if you can, then, I mean, you probably are going to win. But let's say if you draw this card, I don't know, turn 3, your opponent has an established board and they have back row set. It's not going to do anything. Do you really want to commit to this card knowing that even if they don't stop it, you're not going to be able to do anything past that? You can't do anything after you're using this effect. It's that simple. So... with all that, I mean, this card can definitely come back. The OCG has proven that it's not going to do anything. We have mostly adapted trends from them for the most recent formats, and it's really just been, you know, us really just doing the same stuff. You know, it's just how things are. And I don't know why. We have Effect Veiler, we have Ash, we have Ghost Ogre, summon Chaos Emperor, Ghost Ogre, summon Chaos Emperor, declare effect, activate Effect Veiler. It's just that simple. There's no reason for this card to stay hit. It's just a wasted hit on the list at this point. It's literally just taking up space. Like, there's like you could maybe give it the argument of it's probably one of the most powerful effects in the game. But now since it has its errata, its effect is too situational for it to go through. But like I said, thanks. I want to give a huge thanks to Simply Slim Yu-Gi-Oh for letting me do this guest upload. I would like to thank him. He gave me the chance to do this, and I hope I did him justice. I know on his channel he likes to talk about older past cards, and I like to do that on my channel too. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. Please like, comment, and subscribe to both channels. He will probably leave my channel link in the description box below, and don't forget to check out him and check out me as well. I will see you guys on my channel if you want to join me. Like I said, I'm gonna grow and get bigger. I want to be big one day, and I hope you guys come join me in my join army thing. Sorry, but yeah, let me know what card you'd want me to do on my channel when you watch this. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.